And welcome back for round 2, where we have Finn and his Mono Ice facing off against Alex with his Earthwater Chaos Ark. Finn will be on the left of the screen, Alex on the right.
Yeah, Alex, I played a few friendlies with him earlier against this deck. This deck is just brutal. Not his usual deck. He did have a pretty fun one he was running around with a couple of weeks ago that had like Neo X Death on with Ice. And
So I was playing against the Neo XF, and it was just several turns of me removing cards. He had, I forget what it was turn 1, but I think turn 2 or 3 that the Neo XF come down. And yes, it was a long slog of just letting him beat me down.
Well, again, we've already seen the effect sort of Chaos Ark in Paul's previous list, but
Mainly the Chaos.
yeah. But in this one, instead of the sort of replayability of Ark off of Man in Black, we're going to be seeing it with things like Unei and oh god, what's her name now? Not Tifa.
Not
Garnet.
Lydia. Garnet.
That's the one. She's on the screen. You can see her right there.
Having a lovely time with Vivi.
Yeah. So I give them a thumbs up. The timer is running down, so they best hurry up and get going.
Are we understanding that Garnet is a fan of the Monsters decks?
No, that's just playing that FF9 card game, right?
I've not played an FF9 card game.
Yeah, so there's a card game in FF9. It's like
I've not played FF9 actual video game.
Yeah.
That would explain a lot.
One of my favourites, and pretty much one of the only Final Fantasies that I've actually played.
I'm sort of ashamed. As much as I love the card game, it's only FF10 I've played, and that is frustrating. But it's a wonderful game, but very frustrating.
That's fine. Yeah, go. I think they're going, hopefully.
Although
Can't really get an eye on someone, but yeah, there we go. Thumbs up. Finn is away. Mono Ice, so we're probably going to see a bit of aggro here. Oh, crystals instead, though.
I was going to say, I wonder if we're going to see Finn dominate just like he did last week on stream.
Well, it was a very good game last week by Finn. Great comeback that he made there. But instead, we're going to go with a Knight, gain a crystal, and then Nero into
where has that crystal come from?
Looks like a Pokemon thing, right?
I was about to say, it doesn't look like it should be illegal on our stream.
Nah, it's fine. It's beautiful. Beautiful art will always be appreciated no matter where it comes from.
It's not as beautiful as this one, which I'm showing you, which the viewers at home can't see.
Yeah, so the Opus 20 dark background crystal is a thing of beauty.
It's my favourite by far.
And it is definitely better than some of the Chodia ones that we've had previously.
I mean, again, unfortunately you can't see at home, but that's not...
I like the border crystals.
You like the bordered earth crystal?
I do like the border. It's earth. Anything earth is pretty much a good card.
I suppose that does look like a piece of chunky rock that a monk might pick up and throw at one of the opponents.
At least I didn't mention monks this time.
We knew you were dying to, and we've seen the way you're skirting around the earthwards.
No, it's
But you
fine.
were dying to say monks.
No, it's fine. Again, we're seeing a turn 1 Tyro. Alex maybe again not
Having the best starting hands.
Yeah, not.
Is that a Garnet with Neo X Death in the bin?
It is.
And a Leviathan.
Yeah, these have to pay pretty heavily here, but going really early into a Palom or Porum, sorry, whatever it is, because I can never...
It's the blue twin.
Yeah, it's the twins I never really get right, but going really early into those can shut down a lot of Finn's...
When I was talking about playing Alex last week, it was the blue twin and Neo XF by turn 2.
Yeah, that will do the job. And it was Porum, damn it.
Don't doubt yourself.
I know. I try not to, but... yeah, I'm old, I'm tired.
As great as the twins are, I think it's Porum that tends to pull the weight. Would I be right in thinking that?
Yeah, I mean, shutting down abilities for 0 and potentially making something 1k is just pure nasty, but it can only target something that is, I think, 5 costs or less, so...
And only forwards, isn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Which means,
why would you wouldn't target backups for that?
No, but I mean, for instance, it's one of the monsters I'm running in my deck. My current deck is purely for Porum, because it's a monster that bounces it back.
Yeah, the thing is though, Monsters does have a great way of being able to deal with kind of lower costs. You have Kadaj, or Quadaj, or whatever you call it, that obviously you can pay for and then sort of sacrifice it to put one in the bin.
In my mono fire deck I'm running, I'm not sure if you heard it, it's a 2 or 3 cost monster called Captain, which itself is a job warrior, which allows not Tyvan, Tyvus.
Tyvus, yeah.
Tyvus to go searching and drop it into the field.
Nice. Okay.
It's a little bit of tech, and it's not for everyone's taste, but it's an enjoyable card when it works.
Well, Finn is going to answer here by just getting Rufus, probably for the Dolphreeze. We're not going to get a discard here. And that'll be enough there with the Shiva to kill the Porum.
Good night, Porum.
Yeah, now, one forward, we do see Shantato in Alex's hand, but one forward doesn't really seem to necessitate that.
It's a frustrating forward that you want to get rid of, but 7 cost is a little bit over the top.
It is, but it also looks like Alex may be struggling for backups here. No, okay, so now we're going to...
Now it's worth more.
Oh, now...
But is he going to have the resources to pay for it?
No, so... If he has to Dolphreeze us...
No.
So why you... So we're going to draw a card. Why make the Weiss lose abilities here?
Does that stop any of the Dolphreeze?
No, oh yeah, I suppose the Dolphreeze... No, I think we've missed something here. I
miss a lot, so...
I think the Nero is the Dolphreeze. You may have to go stop them. Let's just get Nero quickly. You may... When he enters the field, your opponent discards one card. Oh no, so yeah. So the Dolphreeze will come off the Weiss, that's why he's turning off the abilities, so we can get straight into Shantato. That makes sense. Never
There's always a reason for Alex's plays.
I know. I mean, you know, gotta keep it kosher, but
Shantato and FF11, I think some of my favourite cards come from that Opus. Not that Opus, that game.
Yeah, there's a lot of good FF11 cards, to be fair.
It's good, but I love the artwork on the Cherokikis from the last Opus.
Mm-hmm.
And the 3 of them, they just look beautiful. And a lot of the artwork, I think, is just phenomenal.
It's a shame we didn't really ever get to see those played a little bit more. It looks like Alex is really struggling here.
You look at the break zone, you look at what he's been thrown out, you just know at some point he's going to be flooding with backups.
So we got a Leviathan, so he's just thinking whether he goes, I guess, with the Rydia or he goes with the Cryo. So the Cryo could get him a summon back, but I mean, what do you get? Do you get the Kukulane, I guess? The Ark would just clog up your hand right now?
You need something, but as I said, with what he's got on the boards, you want something that brings backups back in.
Well, Rydia's going to get you a backup and a summon, so I don't hate this. But it is... I kind of see where...
you can see the play.
where the difficult decisions lie. But I suppose the other option for Alex is that he could have played the Cryo, got a summon back, and then on curve hit the Rydia. But you are against ice, so discard is going to be so prevalent. You're never really going to potentially keep those cards in hand.
If you've got 5 cards in hand, you're probably starting the next turn with 3.
Well, again, if you keep an eye on some of those spoilers that are coming out, you could be eventually in next set having no cards in hand. So
I think again, I forget the name of the card, but it's the one that lets you. Oh, completely blanking. But it's going to be another Warrior of Light card, which when you get rid of 4 cards of 4 different elements amongst them, I forget the trigger as well. You know, I'm sure you know which card I'm on about. You must have seen it in our chat. And I haven't got my phone on me to check.
I mean, absolutely no idea. You got to use your words there, Ash, otherwise I can't help you.
We'll figure it out. If anyone's wondering or if anyone knows what I'm on about, I will be amazed, but let me know.
So is it a spoiler or is it a card that already exists?
It's a spoiler.
Right, okay, then not a Scooby-Doo.
It is in the spoiler chat. It's been all over the place.
You're on about the new Dark Legend, right?
Very possibly.
And it's not very good.
Is it not?
No, because you're playing it in a multi-element deck, which is fine. But you can only play a forward of 4 or less from your deck that isn't multi-element.
That's the one.
So why would you play a multi-element deck to begin with? What's the payoff? And also, Mist Dragon and also
that does become a problem.
Amaterasu exists.
That does become a problem.
Now, Finn going in with Ruggers. Ruggers is a massive card.
You can't play Ruggers with him, can you?
No, because
they both.
Unless you go way too heavy into Dark and Light, you don't want to do that though. So Ruggers is now going to be massive with all the keywords.
I was going to say, is there anyone that doesn't know what Ruggers does at this point?
No, exactly. But unfortunately, runs into Alex's EX Burst of Kusith, So he is going to get something back.
It was enjoyable last week watching Ruggers go from Finn's hand into Preston's.
Oh, but now that Ruggers is probably going to be as useless as a
chocolate teapot.
Well, I was going to say flaccid something, but you know,
we'll
whatever.
keep it PC, which isn't like me, but we will this time.
But yeah, so that, I mean, he's still going to get to attack, but he's not going to have brave. He's not going to have any of the keywords, and he is not going to get bigger.
So how many does Porum blank? Does he blank the entire text?
Yeah, so it would blank the, it loses all abilities, and then when it gets, I think, 3 tokens, it can then make something 1k, which is also pretty nasty. So we're seeing this card a lot at the moment. It's a really good, the twins have always been really good, but lately it just seems like they are coming into their own again, especially in these multi-element decks or in Chaos Ark decks and things like that.
It's such a cheeky, but I love the Armano art.
Yeah, a lot of people obviously clambering after those reprints, and who can blame them? They are stunning.
Do you think we'll ever see these in an anniversary box?
If they haven't already, yes, probably. They need to be more accessible.
They are becoming, all of a sudden, they're becoming a staple of a lot of decks.
Yeah.
Very sought after, like you're saying, very hard to get hold of, so maybe one day.
Now, we have got Rude coming in from Finn here as a bit of an answer. What's he thinking? So, can only play with backups, that's fine, which he has done. When Rude enters the field, choose one forward opponent controls, dull it and freeze it. Okay, so we dull and freeze the Porum, but that ability is still on the, still there and ready to be used. So, but we have the S effect. Choose one, dull forward, and break it.
Good night, Porum.
Yep. So in response,
is that the second Porum that we've seen go to the breaks in?
Yeah. And that is a turned off Ruggers for now, but it doesn't look like Alex is going to have an answer. He really needs this Garnet out there to get him some summons back. Now we have a Kusith and is that Aquatarasu potentially?
A what?
Aquatarasu.
What is an Aquatarasu? This is new for me.
Aquatarasu is the Leviathan that is basically a water variant of Amaterasu, so it's Aquatarasu.
I was expecting a combo between water and an Amaterasu cards, but that works as well.
But it doesn't do damage, but you can bounce if you remove something. And
is he? I think he's just summoning into the top of his deck and running with them at this point.
Well, I mean,
if you check how many Porums he's got there.
No, that was a Kusith play. That's fine.
I missed that. I gotta start paying more attention.
So Porum back out. Porum is gonna try and keep that Ruggers under control as best it can, but again,
there we go.
Laswell for the dull and freeze. If I could spell.
I say Alex, having more, but it seems that Finn has the answers on hand.
Yeah, the thing is, Alex had a bit of a slow start. We obviously had to pay 6 straight off the bat for a Tyro. He's always going to struggle coming in from that. He needed to hit his backups, and there's another Rude ass effect. Oh, wow. You might be right, though. Finn just may have all of the answers.
We forget sometimes how much luck is in a card game. And when luck's on your side, no matter how much you try, there's not much you can do about it as an opponent.
You were calling for another dominant game by Finn, and it seems like he is in the driving seat at the moment. Can he keep up the pressure, though? That is the issue. He has only got one left in hand. So, at the moment, we are just going to go wide. We're going to get Chaos. Get Ark, but we don't have Chaos.
I mean, would you steal? What would you steal if you had the Chaos now?
You can only steal, I think, a Laswell here. Why? Ooh, interesting. He's gonna Chaos Ark, but take out the Ruggers. Even though Ruggers doesn't, it couldn't be given over by Finn anyway.
They would have a break. Both would have gone to the break zone.
No, so you have to. This is the problem. You'd have to choose anything other than light and dark.
Okay.
So, realistically, you kind of want the Laswell here. The Laswell is sort of the bigger card out of the two, I think.
Yeah, I think this is where we see the slight downside of Chaos is you don't get the choice.
Oh, so that's fine. We can lose a Chaos. Did miss a trigger on the Laswell on entry to dull and freeze something. To be honest, you probably picked the Chaos here. If you don't pick the Chaos, you can lose your Rude and lose a forward at the same time. Yeah, there we go. So, Laswell end effect makes Alex discard. That'll be the chaos that went.
Taro Mist Dragon on the draw from there.
It's not great though for Alex.
You don't want to see a Taro in. You only really want to see a Taro going into the damage at this point, don't you? And even then, you don't really want to take the damage.
No, but we do have a Ku Sith that's playable. But let's get some damage though. First point coming in for Alex.
You're on the board and away we go.
Yeah, still sat on a 4-1 deficit though. It's going to be hard to come back from. He can really do again an act back. So I suppose his lines of play here is sacrifice potentially the Garnet to blocks and Ku Sith it back and get the act that way.
Oh, Ku Sith, is Unei in the break zone?
Did we see an Unei? Because we see one in damage, but
I just thought I seen one when he was flipping through Zekra. I might be wrong.
No, we're going with the Parm instead. Again though, you keep the Parm in play. It makes things harder to get through.
Too much reliability on the Parm maybe, or is it that good a card?
No, it is generally that good of a card, but at the same time, I don't think Alex has a better option. Another first timer in the chat there.
Where are we looking?
Gobi no Kitsune?
Bobby no Kitsune.
Sorry, I have probably butchered and buried that out in the back garden.
Gobi no Kitsune is how I would say it.
Good, I'm glad
Howdy back to you as well.
I'm glad you can pronounce it, but yes, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you tuning in. You're only up to round 2, so you haven't missed too much. You did miss an epic game between Paul McAvoy and Daily Pops there. I'm guessing Ash nailed it. I definitely didn't. No one would ever. My tongue twisters at the best of times are awful. But Alex may be back in a sort of safer spot here.
For all the dulling and freezing, it only does one character at a time, doesn't it? When something enters the field, then it does one. So if you can get wide, I guess at least you've got some blockers. Parm tuning it off as well before you get a chance to drop anything in.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's only if you're playing a knight, and I don't think Finn's list plays any more knights, so I think we're probably safe from any other dull freezes that Laswell might bring into effect.
This is where the abilities from Alex come in, I think. We're going to see, maybe it's... Is that another Laswell?
It is another Laswell, and there's a Shiva as well.
Wow.
Oof.
That Parm is finding... It's going to have issues about where it lives at the moment.
Yeah, but I think it's this Shiva? Yeah. So, the thing is though, is that it is acting like a lightning rod. You still have the chaos effect on the rune, so in theory we can break it forward whenever we really want, so that's pretty nice. The issue that we are going to see now is that we're staring down. Feels like a great hit for Alex.
I was going to say, he looks very happy about that.
Happy with that damage too. But I think Finn might be out of steam.
No, I think he's now searching for the Sammy Stutter.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say it's that harsh, but when you're going to get a Gabranth and you're going to search any sort of high costing forward.
There's the Unei.
Yeah. Now it kind of feels like if Alex can get this online, get those arcs back to hand, it could be a sort of losing situation for Finn.
He has weathered a hell of a storm to get to this point.
Finn really needs to get some discard on the go.
Although I must admit, there's been many a time I've played Alex and I felt like I've been in control. And the longer the game goes on, Alex just seems to step it up another gear, and then he goes and runs away with it.
Absolutely. Alex is really great player. Always knows sort of what he has left in deck, what he's played, what he has available to him. But
studying the cards.
Just gonna play a Reno though. What?
I'm not sure I could wear a suit that fits that tight.
Oh, I don't know if I could pull it off. I think we'd look fantastic.
Oh, that is definitely the outfit for you in the next cup we held.
Well, I mean, at Winter Cup I was wearing a shirt and blazer. That was a long old weekend, though. And also
but you did look very dapper, I will give you that.
And our very well thought out Cymru Cactuars pocket squares as well.
That was beautiful.
Which I was like, oh, they'll show up on stream real nice, and then they barely did. So, yeah. But there is Ark, smash away the last well, discard 2. Now we're probably going to see Finn kind of backing down on the back foot. He
Yeah,
needs to draw something big here.
He's staring down the end of the barrel very sadly.
Yeah, I think in theory Alex could potentially win next turn.
Oh, there goes Chaos.
No, he's just going to dull 2 forwards because that's all that can do.
Okay.
But instead, we're going to break the Rude, break the Reno using the Chaos effect.
And we have just seen... I really need my glasses.
Well, from the blind man Asha to my right, I should tell him this game is probably over. We got a Rufus though. Rufus isn't bad, but it isn't great. It's not enough, I don't think. It's just going to keep the chaos
So
down.
I think the hurt is going to come when the Unei comes in next turn.
Well, Alex isn't now going to be able to have lethal this turn. That's for sure. Thanks to that, Rufus.
And that is a very shiny 2-cost something.
Unfortunately, Gobby, no, for weeklies we don't have deck lists available. We are kind of just sort of winging it ourselves.
And there we go.
Yeah, Alex taking the command, taking over the win there. What a great game. Well played by Alex. So, well, 9 minutes left on this round, so I guess we get Alex over here for a chat.
I think that sounds like an idea to me.
Yeah, we will be right back, guys. Alright, guys, we are back with the winner of round 2, the main man, Alex.
It's me.
Now, the most important question that I think everyone really wants to know: Marmite, do you love it or do you hate it?
Well, I hate it. I think anyone who loves it is living in denial. Foul, disgusting. I can't even call it a liquid because
What about
viscous.
It is viscous.
What about Marmite Crisp? Because I detest
They're
Marmite.
lovely.
And
They're
that's it. I
delicious.
love Marmite Crisp, hate
Hypocrite.
Marmite.
Absolute hypocrite.
These are two completely separate objects.
Whatever helps you sleep at night. So,
Marmite does not help me sleep.
No.
It keeps me up at night.
It gives you nightmares.
It's disgusting.
Final Fantasy.
Oh,
Interesting round 2.
yeah.
Really poor start for you there. Obviously, ditching 6 for the Tyro.
Yeah.
I know you mulligan. Was your first hand any better at all?
So the opening hand had the unfortunate problem with Chaos Ark of having an Ark in your opening hand, so like it was kind of a hand of 4. But the problem was it wasn't really going anywhere. It had a backup that would only search me at forward, which the deck doesn't really have a good way of finding backups without finding its backups first, if that makes sense. So I thought, you know what, I can try and risk it. There's another dark card that's going to be on the bottom of the deck, so maybe I won't draw one. The second opening hand then was slow, and had Finn come out the gates with an early Sky Serpent, whatever it's called, the Light General, and Rufus, I would have been in trouble. But they fortunately had a little bit of a slower start too, which meant I could claw myself back into it.
Nice. Now, I know we saw kind of towards the end of the game there, you're hitting that Shiva in damage, and you were obviously completely thrilled by that. But Porum was kind of a lightning rod for you that entire game. Was that helpful in a sense, or was it?
It is. Like Porum, most traditional like mono white decks don't play that Shiva. They tend to play the one that costs 0 if you cast an Earth forward or character, whatever it is. Those decks are usually ice cold to Porum generally because all of their stuff relies on attack triggers a lot of the time. So Porum just being able to turn them off and making them a bunch of 4-drop 7Ks, which is bad. Finn's playing that Shiva specifically for Porum, and so yeah, I knew that like if I keep on recurring it, eventually like I have more recursion in my deck than they have Shivas, and so it can kind of like lock down the deck if it sticks around. And yeah, it forces action. That means all my other stuff will then survive because the Porum is the one thing that will stop them from really doing what they want to do.
So last week we've seen Finn on stream and he run away with an early lead last week. Seemed to sustain it last week. When you hit that 4th damage, did you feel like you were on the back foot, or was you quite confident you could eventually dig your way through, hold the line, and come back?
Yeah, it's tough against mono ice because I could have pushed for like more damage early with attacking with the Garnets, but they can just like dome you out of nowhere from going from 4 to 7 on one turn isn't impossible, especially if they dull and freeze your blockers on their attacks. So I wasn't really comfortably out of the woods, I think, until I saw the Chaos Ark, because Finn played the light card meant that he had 2 elements, which means it cost 7. But yeah, I didn't want to overextend it to be like, haha, I've got this on lock, and then just die to a general and a Rufus and just kill you on it. So you have to watch yourself against aggressive decks like that in this game.
How big was the Kukulane onto the Vice to stop the backup? Because I know you obviously went straight into the Chantal.
Yeah, well that's the thing. I mean, it was the difference between a card in my hand, and had Finn made me discard another thing, then I wouldn't have been a Chanto, no problem in the spot there. So the fact that Kukulane's able to replace itself, keep me card neutral, and stop me from losing a backup to next turn was pretty nice.
Any changes to the deck that you would sort of contemplating, or is it pretty set in stone?
I like this version quite a bit. You're playing 3 of the Leviathan, the Cancers, and ability, because a lot of the stuff at the moment, like the 7-drop Lifeline deck, if you're able to turn that off on like turn 1, even if it costs you a couple of cards, it can put you tempo like quite ahead. I don't know about the Neo-X Death yet. It's kind of in there as a one-off, as like a kind of release valve in case your opponent just floods the board with monsters.
I'm not commenting on that Neo-X Death after last time I played you.
But I do like the deck. It's quite fun. There is the thing is with Water Earth, you have a lot of options. There's so many good summons and backups. Of course, like finding the right list is quite difficult. Some lists are cutting Mist Dragon down to 1, I think 2. I'm happy with where it is at the moment. I'm playing 3 of the 2-drop Porum, except for that card is really, really good at the moment. 2 Garnets, 3 Unei, 3 Chaos, 1 Garanth, 17 summons, 18 backups, which is a lot, but you really want to be able to get to 3+ backups, and you also have the Neo-X in your deck as well. So
how many backups did you say? Sorry,
18.
How many looking to get to on the board?
Oh, I see. At least 3, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like, unless you basically want to be able to cast a summon from your hand without having to discard a card.
Yeah.
So 3, if you can get to 5, brilliant.
Yeah.
But you also are playing a bunch of Shantotos, so you need a free space sometimes if you're playing against an aggressive deck to get out of jail.
Well, thank you very much for joining us as always, Alex.
Pleasure.
It was a very good game to watch, and we all enjoyed it.
Yeah.
All the best for the rest of the night.
Yeah. Guys, we will be back in a few minutes with round 3.